Hi, I'm Kristy Carey, and I'm an analytical chemist. I graduated from Rushville High School in 2005 and then went to Truman State University in Kirksville, Missouri, where I got a bachelor's degree in chemistry. What always kind of interested me about chemistry was the problem-solving aspect of it, the figuring out how things work, understanding the way that different molecules interact, and then how that affects us in our daily lives with the products we buy and the way things that are put together and created and the various interactions that make things work. At Truman, I majored in chemistry. I'd say that the most important kind of preparation that I had for that coming from high school was the chemistry classes that I took in high school, and then also the math classes that I took in high school. In my job, I use algebra every day. And then other kinds of math from time to time as well, calculus especially, but mostly algebra every day. And so having a good foundational understanding of chemistry and math kind of gave me, a leg up, at least in the first year of college, so I felt a little more prepared. So what do chemists actually do in the day-to-day working world? I didn't really know when I was in high school, or even when I went to college. I was mostly kind of interested in chemistry as an idea. I didn't really have an idea of what they did once they got out of school. As an analytical chemist, what I do every day, I work for a personal care company called Rainier right now in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Rainier makes private label oral care products, so mouthwashes, toothpastes, whitening strips and whitening kits, toothbrushes, flosses, all kinds of stuff like that. And what I'm doing is I'm working in the R&D laboratory. So I have three main job functions as an R&D chemist. The first one, since I do analytical work, is to develop methods, analysis methods, that can be used then later by the quality team to make sure that products are meeting the specifications they need to meet in order to be shipped out. So I have to develop methods using various forms of chemistry instrumentation. Sometimes it's very complex machinery. Sometimes it's very simple as far as like a titration like you would do in a high school chemistry class. It just kind of depends on what the sample is, what we're trying to analyze, and what other ingredients are present that may be interfering. My second main job is to manage the stability program for the R&D team. So when we're developing products, we have to establish a shelf life of those products. We have to make sure that the products are going to remain stable, that they're going to remain active. The active ingredients are still going to work like they're supposed to work. And so we have to do testing over time to determine that, so that we can establish, is the product good for 6 months? Is it good for a year or 2 years? Or what does that look like? And we have to have all the data to back that up. So I'm kind of in charge of setting those studies up and pulling the samples, making sure the analysis gets done on time, and then determining the conclusions from that analysis. And then the other part of my job is kind of the real fun stuff, which is formulation support and prototyping. So this is when we're actually thinking about new formulations of toothpaste or floss or mouthwash, or a new way to put together a whitening strip so that you get a better stick, or a more a faster whitening in a shorter amount of time, or that sort of thing. And so as we're kind of like working through these ideas, we actually have to make stuff up and like put things together, make like small batches, like, maybe we make like a liter of mouthwash, or maybe we make like a little bit of toothpaste, or we just kind of mix it up by hand, or the whitening strips, we'll actually, lay them out by hand with the plastics, and then the gels or the liquids that go on top, and the other plastics, and press them down, and then cut them into little shapes, and then we, actually try them out and see, hey, does this work? Does it stick good? Does it feel good? Does it have a bad flavor? So we kind of are the first testers for our own products, so it's pretty exciting work. The great thing about a chemistry degree is how versatile it is. There are just so many different avenues that you could pursue. After college, I have friends that went to medical school, that went to pharmacy school, so it's a great jumping off point for those as well. Friends that went to graduate school to pursue more research or to become professors. And then just the wide variety of workforce jobs there are. I mean, right now I'm a corporate scientist, so I'm working for a company that manufactures products, and I'm working for an in-house R&D team. Previously, I worked for an analytical service company, so that was a company that does outsourced testing for all different kinds of companies. And then I have, friends that work for hospitals and healthcare type settings. A lot of people that work in pharmaceutical development and manufacturing. People that work in like environmental and toxicology type laboratories. You can go into formulations and do, personal care type product development, like shampoos and creams and makeup and stuff like that. There's paints and coatings, plastics and polymers. Chemistry is all around us all the time, and there's always plenty of jobs for chemists that are looking for them. I've never known anybody with a chemistry degree that just like could not find a job for very long, because there's just so much demand for people with those kind of skills. So in conclusion, I think that I would say that chemistry is such a wide and interesting field. If you like solving problems, if you like understanding how things work, if you like taking things apart and fixing things, because I do that all the time in my job when instrumentation and equipment breaks down and you got to figure out how to fix it. If you just like, kind of thinking about things in different ways, and understanding more about how the world works, and maybe chemistry is for you. I'm really glad that I made the choice, even though I didn't have a great understanding of what I was getting into at the time, but I really love it and it's worked out for me.